Both, and I guess everybody agrees there has been tremendous development regarding development of nighttime materials, instrument designs, the way we are using them. And yet it's, as you point out, it's very important to remember that instrumentation is a facilitator. Instrumentation is creating possibilities for us to do effective irrigation and disinfection, and closer to the end of the treatment also high quality root filling. Is that we should take these images as a positive motivation for us. We have to create a good pathway into the root canal system, and that's what we do with instrumentation. After that, we have to go to work and do effective disinfection and irrigation with our irrigation solutions. I would like to show you just a couple of beautiful SCMs from Franklin Tay's group from University of Georgia. The lower one on the left side shows clearly untouched area. We can see some pre-dentine there and necrotic pulpar remnants. And on the right side in the same image we can see smear layer. The area is flat, so instruments have really touched this area, but we can't see any dentinal tubules, so it's still smeared. On the slide on the right-hand side, we have made some progress. The organic matter has obviously been removed from all areas by sodium hypochlorite, and some of the smear layer has been removed, but some still seems to be there. So we are making progress, but we haven't yet reached the goal of irrigation. But this is not enough for me and most of our colleagues, because we know that bacteria may still be hiding in the dentine, and we would like to do the final rinse. We would like to do the third irrigation of the root canal. And we have been using hypochlorite, and we have been using chlorhexidine for this. There are increasing number of reports that the problem of coming back to hypochlorite may be that it may weaken dentine. If we have long-term exposure to hypochlorite after EDTA, it will tremendously change negatively the structural strength of dentine. And if we have short-term exposure, just even 30 seconds, 1 minute exposure to hypochlorite after EDTA or citric acid, we are causing surface erosion of root canal wall dentine. Even though we don't know today how potentially harmful this surface erosion is and how deep it can go, we do know that it can go at least 100 microns, but how much more we don't know, and what's really the impact. It's something that we would rather be without. So basically it would be great if we could do this without any negative impact on dentine, and optimally actually avoid the third irrigation.
What is the possibility of actually creating a solution that can do it all, that can give me exactly what I want, get that smear layer out of there, kill my bacteria, create a clean surface, and it's not going to cause the erosion that you so beautifully portray. As a clinician, I'd love to have something like that. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thought is that actually the last several years this particular challenge has been the focus of my research activities very much, and really to get rid of the smear layer, but at the same time be very effective against the residual microorganisms which still have escaped the effects of bleach. And I'm very glad and happy to be able to tell you that now we have the solution. We have been successful in our research and development, and now we have a product which will answer the challenge. Here it is. The product is QMix 2-in-1, and the goals were to have a product that does what EDTA does, and we have it, to have a product that at the same time kills bacteria effectively, and we were able to do that. And the third goal is that it should be simple and easy to use chairside.
So Marcus, what you're telling me, you've accomplished your goal. You are giving to us, the clinicians, this solution that can remove the smear layer. We can gain access to the bacteria. We're kind to the dentin. And we've accomplished all these fantastic ideas that we had with one solution and one application, which is, I think, unbelievable for the clinician. But interestingly enough, what you've come up with now, we can achieve all of our goals, from disinfecting to removal of smear layer, not worrying about staining, and can be used in conjunction with the sodium hypochlorite. I think this is fantastic. What a breakthrough. And I think the clinicians out there are really grateful to have this available to them, and to all your efforts and the continuing efforts to ensure that this is at the highest level of quality possible. Now, if you take a look at chairside handling, it's pretty straightforward. What's really positive, it's pre-mixed, it's ready to use, has a good shelf life. The time frame is very small. Now, added to that, personally in my own practice, especially in pulps that are necrotic, I go ahead and do some agitation. For example, just using, for example, the endoactivator to do some sonic agitation. 30 seconds or so, and then add an additional amount of the QMix to the canal. I feel that with a tremendous level of confidence that I am really achieving those goals that we've been talking about right down the line. And so go ahead, the protocol, you mix it with your instruments, canal, irrigate with sodium hypochlorite. You can rinse that with water or saline, and then follow with minimal 2 millimeters of QMix. Dry your canal and obturate. It couldn't be simpler to achieve the magnification that we are with this type of product.